Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back. Today we got the new animal for Tikkamoon Plains, and I'm going to give you everything you need to know to get started, including where to find the big 5 stars. So do me a favor, drop this thing a like, push this thing out to more people, and help support the channel like always. But with that, let's get into the video. So first and foremost, you'll have to pardon me. I am coming down with something. I can feel it, and it is gonna wreck me, but I'm hanging in there. Got a little bit of a cold coming on, but we're gonna be okay. The first thing to remember is when you hop into your game after updating it, of course, make sure that you update it and get all the recent files, because you're going to need to make sure that this is updated, because that way you'll actually get the animal to spawn on your map. Otherwise, you're going to be looking around forever and you will not find them because you're still on an old build. So make sure you have all the updated files. Go through, if you have to, uninstall and reinstall. I know it's a pain, but it'll save you a little bit of trouble looking around and wondering what the heck is going on. Now, once you do get in here and find into your encyclopedia, you're not going to have any information on them. They're not going to be on your map. You're not going to have any emblems or know where they're at. So you need to go around and look. And I'm going to give you all of my spots that I like to go and hunt right now. That way I can kind of cut down the learning curve for you a little bit, get you to this information and get you out there in the field as fast as possible. But before we do that, I want to go into the encyclopedia real quick, break down all this information and kind of give you an idea of what you're looking at. So you got a hunting tier 6, of course. These guys are pretty big. You got a recommended hit energy anywhere from 3450 to 60 to 15. Now their cycle kind of starts at 5 a.m. when they're eating, 9 a.m. is their drink, 1300 they're sleeping, 1700 they're eating, and then their last drink time is around 2200. Then it all starts over again at midnight or 000. The young cycle is from 1 to 5 years old. The adult cycle is from 6 to 15 years old, and the mature cycle is from 16 to 20. So if you multiply that by 3 days, you got about 60 days overall that you're gonna have to pass in order to get them at their top weight that they're gonna be. They do max out, the males at 1000 kg. The females will max out around 800 kg. Now their primary habitat is grasslands and forests, and then savannas. We're going to get into that. I'm going to show you exactly where I found mine. And then their second habitat is highlands. I really didn't do too much around here, so I don't have a whole lot of information there. I don't really hunt secondary habitats. Trophy ranges. So it starts off, your 1 stars are going to end at 369. Your 2 stars are going to end at 409. Your 3 stars will end at 440. 4 stars at 469, and then 5 stars at 500, of course. So anywhere from 410 to 500. 410 is where your 3 stars will start. 441 is where your 4 stars will start, and then 470 is where you will get a 5 star. So that's the big one. 470. 469, be watching kind of for those ratings. You get in here, they're a really good model. I really like how the model looks. I think it's one of my favorite. The tail looks a little weird, but that's all right. Overall, the rest of the model looks pretty good in my opinion. Now I believe this is a 1 star. I don't think this is a very big one. That's all I've harvested right now is a 1 star male. As I said, I'm not really gonna get into the aging of my animals. I just wanted to get in here, harvest something, get some information out, and figure out where we can get the bigger ones. I have a couple albinos that I'm trying to age to, and I just want to make sure that I take my time when I do that. I really like this model though. It's looking really good, and when I do get to aging it, I will definitely make a video on these guys. They look really good. Never seen one of these guys, so I think this is going to be a hit. You definitely have to watch out for this right here when you're making frontal shots. As you can see, we'll get into the video. When I do take mine, I have to go right into this pocket just to get to that heart. But we make it happen, so it can be done. Just be careful you don't hit all that flesh right there and just drain your energy. Now, as for where to go for these bad boys, the main lake right down by the main lodge here. You just look off down to that way, you can kind of see it there. Right down in there. It's not too far at all. But anyway, this main lake right down in here has 2 different groups. So you'll have this one and this one. This seems to be their main drink zone. And then you have this one over here that I found. And this one is weird. It's actually a solo female. So we're going to see what happens with her. We'll age it out and see if more spawn. We might end up just taking her. We'll see what happens there. Then up here in Raptor's Refuge is the big spot. Now this is where you're going to find your 5 stars for sure. I already have a couple 2-star adults in this area. But right here is the first group, and they like this often drink zone right there. This right here is the second group. And they actually like this area right here. So you need to be careful. You'll have to back up a little bit. Otherwise you'll bust them and they'll be over the hill. No, they won't go too far, but yeah, you got to be careful when you do spawn into there. And then this group right here, they like this area. That was the last one I was hunting. They have a really big group too. And both of these have 2-star adults. So that's kind of where you want to go when you start off this hunt, is right down here on these lower lakes and Raptor's Refuge. Just so you can get a kind of closer look, I'll go ahead and show you just between this campsite and this cabin here. You just go to these 2 lakes. That's a big one. And then, you know, just kind of follow all these lower lakes here and you'll find them. But yeah, I think that's going to do it for the video. I really just wanted to get this information out, get you some spots that you can go out and get the hunt on with. And yeah, kind of show you what I was able to get into. With that, I'm going to get out of here. And as always, have a good day.